Hey everyone, thanks for learning to play games. My name is Lance, and in today's video I'm going to show you how you can combine Nova Lux with Impendium to make a whole new gaming experience out of these games. Now before getting into the video, I do want to mention that all the materials you see for Impendium are still prototype materials and are subject to change, and are going to look a lot better in the final production copy. Some of the rules are also still in flux, so just keep that in mind as you watch the video. So with that out of the way, let's get into how these games can be combined. So first off, each game is going to have its own deck of faction cards, and you can combine those whether you're playing with Nova Lux or Impendium and have a whole new set of faction cards within there to provide some more variety in the games. Now the big way that you can combine these games is the legacy version of this, where you're going to be playing through Nova Lux completely, and then once a player has been declared a winner, then you'll be able to set up and play Impendium, mixing those components in right away. So I'm going to take you through that and show you how this is going to work. So let's go ahead and say that our player over here was the winning player for this game. And so right away, we're going to remove his token and the star that he won on and replace that with the Federation card. And this can simply be discarded off the table. Then each player is going to receive their colony tokens and all of the other stuff that you'll set up for Impendium, including the victory track and placing out the star cards and all that stuff. Then the player that won is going to choose one of his factions to keep. All the other players will discard all of their factions that they used, and then the player that won is going to give his factions to two other players. If there are any remaining players that don't have a faction yet, then you're simply going to draw a new one from the faction deck and give that one to the player. So all players are going to start with one faction. Then all the players will reset their resources back to their starting values, and you'll carry out any other setup instructions for Impendium, such as each player is going to place out one of the new planets in one of the spots that has the stardust in it, and then the players are also going to place out all of their colonies as you do in the Impendium setup. From there, let's take a look at how this is going to work as players build up the different stars. So let's go ahead and say that this player moves over here, and then we are going to go ahead and build this star here. So we'll just place it right on top of that stardust. And then let's say in later turns, we have another player that completes a purple star, so she's going to put it over there. And then this player is going to deplete the rest of this, say, during their turn. So then they would remove that, adding it to their area, and revealing a new spot. Oh no! And he was hoping to start building those greens out. So in another player's turn, then that player decides to build another green planet. So now we have a chain starting, and a harbinger of the void is going to come out and cause all kind of problems. So let's go ahead and say, for example, that harbinger is able to destroy this green planet here. So with that one being eliminated, then we're going to reveal a new card and see what kind of effects that are. So we have a neutron star now. So now we won't be able to build onto that. We'll have to kind of deplete this and hopefully be able to build from there if we want to add another green star to this row. Otherwise, let's go ahead and say that we ended up having another purple. So that player built one there, and then in later turns we had another one come out, so that one was able to be placed next to there, and that's roughly how the game will work, incorporating it within Nova Lux and slowly building as you destroy. From there, then you're going to play the game as normal, trying to gain galaxies and all that kind of stuff, but you're also going to be able to continue to decrease and take the resources, harvest the resources from the stars that are currently out there. When a star is removed and a new space is revealed, that is going to have different effects, where players can be able to build planets on certain spaces, or other places such as this one that have the neutron star cannot be built on. And then as planets get destroyed, you're also going to be able to use the star deck that Nova Lux has and place those out so that you don't know what they are. You can have a Stardust card where you can build a new planet on top of that, or you can have a black hole or a wormhole, or all kinds of other things that are going to add additional elements to the game. From there, then there's also going to be two expansions that are included with Impendium that you can use with both Impendium and Nova Lux. The first one is called Loyalty, and this again can be added to both games. In this one, at the end of your turn, based on the resources you have in their locations, if you have resources that are above 12, you're going to move your gauge up 1 point on the track for each resource you have that is above 12. Then you're also going to move the gauge down by 1 point for each of the resources you have that are below 2. And then based on if you have your gauge up at the top or at the bottom, you're going to roll a d6 or 2d6 for that, and then you're going to consult the chart at the bottom. If your gauge is at the bottom, then you're going to lose those resources, and if your gauge is up top, you're going to gain those resources and add them to your area. And then the other expansions included in the Turmoil expansion. This one is going to have 8 tokens. 4 of them will have numbers that you're going to place on the cardinal directions, northeast, south, and west. And then you're going to have 4 other tokens that are going to be various things such as mercs and raiders, neutron storms, and merchants. And throughout the game, at the beginning of the first player's turn each round, you're going to roll your dice to determine where these are going to move or be placed. They can never move on to a neutron star. But other than that, they're going to move around and cause all kinds of problems for the players, or potentially give the players certain benefits or whatnot as well. So this is going to, again, be able to be added to both your games of Impendium and Nova Lux to add even further replayability to your games. Well, I hope this gives you a good idea how these two games play together. As always, if you have any questions or comments, leave those in the comment section below, or swing by the Kickstarter's main page during Impendium and drop your questions there as well. I'm sure the creator would love to hear from you and is more than happy to answer any questions you have. I also have links up in the top corner and at the end of this video going to the 2 other videos I made for this. I have a playthrough of Nova Lux, and I also have an overview for Impendium. So if you're curious to see how Nova Lux plays or more details about Impendium, please check those videos out as well. As always, thank you so much for taking the time to watch my videos and leave me feedback on them. I do really appreciate and take into account everything you say to make the best possible videos. Until next time, I'll see you later.